get the name. Shout out Chop, we locked in, it's the chain gang. Yeah, can't stand around the kid if you gon' keep complaining. I could drop some names, but nah, I'ma keep it players. We flashing bitches every time we see a hater. Keep my name out your mouth, bitch, unless we talking paper. Come on, motivate, yeah, elevate. Take that chain around you and get real estate. Know some niggas moving at the same pace, but it's crazy how them niggas think we in the same race. Ever told the truth and they still lie to your face? Call me as a bitch and we could tell by your bank, yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Chop-O.
Man, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sav.
And we are the Chop It Up Podcast Show. Man, we got a very special guest in the building today. This young lady I have been waiting to bring on the show.
Yes,
because I need to know how the fuck I can get off Spirit and get on American. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give a big round of applause to my girl, Cherelle. What's up with it, Cherelle? How you doing, Miss Lady?
How you feeling?
And I feel like $1 million.
How you doing?
Man.
I'm feeling good. I'm happy
Windy
to be
City.
here.
Got the Windy City on.
You can't do that.
You can't do that, bro.
You can't say that.
Mad off that.
I don't give a fuck. I'm in Dallas. Y'all pull up.
All right.
We're going to cut that out. I'm sorry. I don't know nothing about O-Block.
You turned up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, let's just get the bottom line of the bottom line. Chicago isn't just O-Block.
Please.
It's other shit out there.
Well, in America and what they put on TV, that's all they want us to know about.
No.
I know about two things. I've never been to Chicago. And I only know two things from the television that I own upstairs.
Which are?
I know about pizza and I know about O-Block.
We so much more.
Pizza?
We so much more.
Well, Jordan ain't there no more, so.
You ain't seen Shy?
We so much more.
Yeah, and what did they talk about in the Shy? Perry's Pizza.
Oh my God.
Perry's Pizza.
Who was
crazy.
the leader of the 36th Street mob, lynch mob, some shit like
Funny
that.
story. Never heard of that pizza place before.
Well, it's
Probably
fictional.
not real.
It's on a TV show.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm thinking
at the
you
end
saying
of the
like
day,
that's a real thing.
they put a pizza place, to let the city.
Yeah, we so much more. We so much more.
And I know I want to go to Chicago.
Okay, yeah.
So you've never been?
Yeah.
I've never been.
They probably wouldn't want you in there.
That's all right. I'm gonna let them know when I'm there.
Chirac. Not saying Chirac.
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
What's wrong with Chirac?
What is that?
I just heard it on TV. It sounded good.
It's like Iraq, Chirac.
It's not safe there though. It's like, Iraq isn't safe.
But we're
like
very
Shy,
safe.
No, it's not. No,
you
it's
hear
not.
about summertime Shy all
If
the time.
the Chicago Bears can play there, it's safe enough.
It's not safe. I don't know nobody from Chicago that I've met that said Chicago was safe.
She got Chicago on, though, God.
Here I am. Nice to meet you.
Put the mug down. Put the mug down.
All right, we finna get into the show, man. We finna get into the show. Don't worry about
the
the mug.
damn mug
Look,
up.
man, what's why I wanted to do something different, man. It's a little later in
It's
the
a
day.
nice mug, though.
Thank you.
I
You
give
know
you
what I'm
that.
saying?
Mug,
Shout
bland
out
as
to my
hell.
girl Ellen, girl. I seen you do it,
Ellen is crazy.
Man, we finna hop into the show because we've been sitting here arguing with this man all day. So, Miss Cherelle, I would say tell us where you're from and a little bit about yourself, but we know where you're from. Tell us about who you are and growing up in Chicago.
Oh, wow. So I'm Cherelle. I was going to say, my name's Cherelle. I'll get my whole government, but I'm Cherelle Lanae. I am from Chicago, the west side of Chicago, 290, baby. From the west side.
Oh, God.
West side of the best side. Growing up in Chicago was interesting. So I'm not going to take full credit for Chicago because I kind of grew up in the suburbs and in Chicago. Hold on.
Don't
fight me.
Bro.
Don't
look
shoot
at
the messenger.
But at least she's standing on her business.
I'm standing on my business, though. My family's from K-Town, Cosme and Adams. So I'm standing on business. However, I have some experience in the suburbs.
So,
But I went to school in the city.
Friends kill somebody, but you claim the murder.
Killed is crazy.
What are you?
Killed is
What's
crazy.
going on?
What's with the violence?
Well, it's the same thing. Like
It's that tea.
No, it's not.
It's the tea.
I'm not saying your friend actually killed somebody, but you were just.
I get the analogy.
That's what I'm saying.
I get the analogy.
It was just like
That's
it's
a
a
terrible
story that
analogy.
never
But
really
it's-
happened.
There's
never a point where
somebody
killing
else's
is a
story.
great analogy.
No,
There's
it's
never a
not
point.
anybody else's story. It's my true story. It's
never a
my
point.
real life.
I got you. Okay.
It's like half and half. So I moved around a lot. Like I went to like 7 different schools. So like I moved around a lot, but I got to experience every part of Chicago. So the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay. So
yeah.
let's talk about the good.
The good, the good,
Let's
the
talk about
good.
the good.
Chicago is just full of culture. Just full
Definitely.
of culture.
I would not argue with you.
Yes. The best time to go to Chicago, I will be honest, is in the summertime. I ain't gonna lie.
And why is that?
Wintertime, because it's nice. It's the weather good, people in good spirits. Like, it's just good. Like, everything good. But it's wintertime, it's cold, you know. Can't
Niggas frustrated.
Yeah, like, niggas, it's too much. It's too much. But no, summertime shy is cool. I love Chicago, though. Chicago is very diverse. It's full of opportunity. Cost of living is a little high, but you know.
It's higher than Dallas. Cause this shit high as the rap pussy out here. This shit is up.
I seen an article today. I don't know how true it is, but I seen an article today that said that Dallas had one of the highest inflation rates.
Yeah, we in top 3, like most
Chicago,
expensive place to live.
Beat Chicago, LA,
yes,
New York.
These niggas don't know.
These motherfuckers
Y'all supposed to keep driving
fucking the real estate up.
No, but no. So yeah, Chicago. I don't know. I love Chicago. Chicago people are different. I hate being compared to like New York people, but we different. Like I love Chicago. Like we thorough. Like really nice. We just thorough. Yeah.
Okay.
It ain't gotta be no like hood shit, but like I can curse.
Yes.
Cool. This is. It ain't gotta be no like hood shit, but like I mean we thorough. So
okay.
Locked in.
Chicago, man.
Chicago is a good place, but you can't talk too much about it if you ain't been there before. You gotta go.
I want to go.
You gotta go.
I need to. Nobody just broke down to me like when you get to Chicago. Like I don't know what to do. You know, people say you go to Miami, you hit the beach. Yeah. You go to LA, you get high.
And that's the thing about Chicago. So you gotta go with somebody that's from Chicago.
Exactly.
Because going to Chicago is like, I mean, obviously, like the touristy thing gets to be like downtown, which downtown is nice. Don't get me wrong, but you don't. See,
somebody told me that downtown was the only place to be when you go.
No, I mean that's like the safe space, but like it's comfortable. It's a lot of tourists down there, so yeah. Let's lock in with downtown. But like, you want to really experience Chicago. You want to really experience.
I want to go to the hood. I want to eat some of that chicken. I don't want to go over there in them songs where all those violent things happen. I don't want to go. I'm smart. Take you there. I'm smart enough to know that I'm not fucking with y'all.
No, I mean we grown ass motherfuckers. Like,
exactly. You know.
Yeah, but
I just want to go. I want to get. You know, when you go to a certain place, you just got to go to some of the urban areas to really see the culture of the city. Because most of the culture is in the urban areas.
Yeah, for sure. You know but like, especially food, like good food, you got to go to them like good spots.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. I want to
roaches crawling.
No, I don't know about that.
Roaches are crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna act like that shit just normal.
They just got roses in.
Did you say add no flavor?
Flavor saver. What place in Chicago got roaches with the food?
All right. No, I ain't saying that. I ain't saying true roaches, but I'm just saying like if it look a little dirty, it might be good.
So a hole in the wall.
A little hole in the wall. Yeah,
okay.
like
say that next time.
Okay.
Yeah, because you might.
Roaches was a little extreme, right?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
You know.
Okay. I feel that. Yeah. I feel that.
We just gonna take this nigga to the beam and that's it. That's all he need to do.
The who?
The beam.
The bean.
Oh, that's what it's called?
B-E-A-N. Yeah, because it looks like a bean.
I ain't know. I thought that shit was the bean.
But yeah, it's a nice, photo op. A little Navy pier, Ferris wheel. It's cool.
So you still didn't answer my question. What do you do when you go to
I
Chicago?
do? Because I was talking.
Like if you go there with somebody, like what is there to do in Chicago? Like is there a show to watch? The Bulls.
I mean, you can
go.
Depending on the season, you can go to a football game, baseball game, basketball, whatever.
Hockey.
Hockey. All that soccer. Shout out to Chicago Fire. I mean, you definitely want to go explore, do like a architecture tour. Really nice. Like really, really nice. On the water, it's cool. Go to Navy Pier, Ferris wheel, cool. Experience downtown. Go to the hood. I mean,
you say go to the hood like it's just, it's the hood. Just,
I mean, so the thing is, okay, so I'm from out west and everybody likes crack on out west. Like they just like to say, oh, out west dirty, out west different, whatever. Out west is fun. You're going to have a great time out west. Like,
can I go skating? I'm trying to like, where the...
So I guess they be skating in Chicago. It's not like an Atlanta skating where they like, that's...
But it's still a vibe though.
It's a vibe for sure. It's a vibe. I can't tell you that Chicago is known for like one specific activity. It's like, it's cool, but like, it's not like one specific activity you can go to Chicago and be like, I have to do this when I go to Chicago.
No, for sure.
It's just, I feel like we just do everything good. So anything you want to do.
One thing I can say y'all do good in Chicago is make music. Y'all have some great artists that are from the Midwest.
I don't think that's what she was going for, but.
Yeah, I'm saying that's a big thing though. Like shit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. They on the music scene.
But that's the thing about Chicago. It's like everything, any subject, any area, any level, we just good at. We good at it. Like we excel in all areas of life. So yeah. So Chicago. You got to visit though.
I am one day.
With a true Chicagoan, not somebody that say they from Chicago and like from, somewhere else.
I don't know nobody that's just gonna take me. That's from Chicago.
Maybe one day I'll get you to Chicago.
And that's a good segue. So, you have this business, correct?
I do.
And what is the name of that business?
My business is called Away With Lanae.
And for the people that are watching who don't know what that is, what is that?
All right, guys. So I have a travel agency. It's my baby. Originated in Chicago. However, I'm worldwide now. So it's my travel business. I plan trips for people, essentially.
So international or just U.S.?
International and domestic. So
versatile.
Yeah. So honestly, when I started off, I was kind of focused on international because I feel like a lot of people, especially Black folks, I feel like a lot of people be like, oh, we going to Miami, we going to Houston, we going to Vegas. And I'm like, the amount of money you spending to go to these places, you might as well go to Mexico or go to Canada or go to Europe or whatever,
It's so predictable.
Yeah. And not to say it like that, because some people just can't get to those places. However, if you have the means for it, why not? So yeah, I plan trips for people.
So what got you into that? Ooh, it seemed like it's a story.
It is a story. So actually when I first started, I was at home chilling. My cousin, we lived together. I was a social worker at the time. And I wasn't really making no money. You don't really make money as a social worker. It's like whatever.
You was helping people though.
Yeah, I was.
You was doing it in Chicago?
I was in Chicago, yeah. So
everybody a social worker out there. On the shot, that's what they was, social worker.
I ain't gonna lie, I never watched that. But keep going, yeah.
No, so I was a social worker, but I just wasn't bringing no money in. My money management was bad. I felt like I was spending more than I was earning.
You should having a good time though.
I was having a great time.
I know.
That was the problem though. I was having too much fun. I wasn't being responsible. So my cousin, she came in my room. She was like, hey, I think you should like really tap into her cousin's webinar, like a travel agency webinar. So I'm like, okay. She like, it's not that much money. It was $300. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to tap in for $300. Like, I don't know. And so she like, you got to invest in yourself. And at the time I had just started therapy. And that was one of the things that my therapist was saying is like, you have to invest in yourself. So I'm like, okay, it's not a coincidence that you're saying this. So I'm like, okay, let me tap in. So I took the lady class. And I traveled a lot. Like at the time, I had been to like 8 different countries. Like I'm really like locked in with traveling. I enjoy it. Yeah, a little something like that. But I enjoy traveling and I like planning trips for people. So I was like, okay, let me tap in. So I paid for the class. And honestly, it was nothing that I couldn't do by myself. Like nothing that YouTube couldn't teach me, nothing that Google couldn't teach me. But I did have that resource, which was the lady who was like behind the class. And when I first started, it was like March 2021. First started, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like, my name was like up and Away with Lanae at the time. So I started, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. This works. But I wasn't really making no money. Wasn't nobody fucking with me. Like, whatever. And so I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I wasn't taking it serious. And so this is March. So come July, I'm still kind of like helping out family members, friends, and stuff like that. And so one night I'm doing my research because I'm trying to figure out where's a good place for people to go that's cost efficient. Like I want to offer this to people, but I want it to make sense money wise because that's what makes sense in my head, like money. So I'm like, okay, where can I go? I mean, where can I find a place for people to go? So I'm doing some research. I came across Dubai. I found a Dubai trip, like a nice hotel, like 5-star hotel, round trip flight, insurance for like $1,000. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot. That's not a lot of money. Like, okay. So I posted it. And at the time, I'm not getting any traction. Like people, it's probably like 5 people liking my post. Like no one really rocking with me. I'm like, okay, this is stupid. But I'm just still doing stuff here and there. I go to sleep. The next day, I wake up. I had a hair appointment. I'm getting my hair braided. I'm getting box braids. So I'm getting box braids for like 8 hours. So I wake up the next day and my phone is literally blowing up. Like
People trying to get
it's
trips.
blowing up. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm not even thinking that it's my travel business because I haven't had any real traction. So I'm like, I wake up a little nervous, like, what I didn't post it, like, hold on, what's going on? I'm talking like emails, calls, text, social media, Facebook, everything. I'm like, oh my God, what didn't happen? So I'm looking and I'm just seeing all these people, like my post had went viral. Like it had hit like 1 million people. And I'm like, I'm looking, I'm like, is this my stuff? Like this my stuff that's going crazy? So mind you, I got a hair appointment at like 10 a.m. So I'm like, okay, I still got to go to my hair appointment. Like I got to tap in.
Get yourself right.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm bringing my laptop. So I brought my laptop. I'm sitting there. And so me and the girl, we talking and, you know, like just common courtesy. You want to kind of connect with whoever. She's going to be doing my hair for 8 hours. So I'm like, okay, I got to, you know, lock in with her. But I'm also so focused on my business. Like I'm so focused. Like I've never got this much attention. I don't even know what to do with nothing like this. Like I'm really shocked. I'm like, is this really my stuff that's blowing up like this? So she's trying to talk to me and I'm slick telling her like, all right, look, mama, like, leave me alone. Like, leave me. And I had to tell her, I'm like, look, I told her, I said, look, I'm broke as hell right now. And this money coming in, I need to like lock in. I got to pay attention to this. So I'm like emailing all these people. And that day is when it like clicked in my head, like, okay, you can do this. Cause I made like almost 10K in like one day. And I'm like,
wow.
And I'm not talking about like commission from when people actually go on the trips and stuff like that. I'm talking like, people wanted me to do research for them. People want to sign up for this trip and all that. And I'm just like, this is the type of money I can bring in? Like this quick, this easy? So that kind of is what started. It was just
and that's dope.
A random post.
And planning trips is difficult than a motherfucker.
It's not.
For me.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
For me it is. Because I just don't like doing the research. Like the other day, I'm going to see Drake next month, and I'm just like, all right, cool, gotta get plane tickets. I got on there, and I'm like, fuck, you gotta fly in at this time, leave at this time, then you gotta lay over here. I'm like, I just don't feel like doing this. I try again tomorrow.
Knowing them layovers too. It's important.
Yeah, because one of them be like 6-hour layover, 7-hour layover, 8-hour layover, and I'm like, I'll try again tomorrow. You know,
yeah,
and it just was frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, planning trips it's a lot. I mean, I do it so much that it's like, okay, I kind of know the ins and outs of certain places and certain things and, you know, whatever. But I tell people all the time, and I think that's why people rock with me because I'm very honest. Like I'm open and honest with people. I tell people all the time, like planning a trip is not hard. That's not the hard part. I think that I come in but like, I think I come in because I'm convenient and I can like offer a payment plan. So it just works. It's not like you throwing $300 out there to buy this Southwest flight or some stuff like that. But yeah, I tell people all the time, like planning trips is not hard. You just got to sit down and do it. But you also, when people plan trips by themselves, you have to have that money right then and there. And that's the part that people don't like. Like I ain't got $500 to plan this trip. Like I'm trying.
But you can get on a payment plan and still go where you want to go.
Hey, you can lock in with me.
Hey, I'm finna shop with you because I got a couple places I want to go.
Yeah, for sure.
You just looking what you got to say?
Nah, bro. I'm just saying the payment plan shit though.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else do that, but for
I'm
her
just saying you gotta think where I want to go. I know this shit high.
Where you want to go?
Man, I really need to get out the country, bro.
Yeah, nigga. What's your 3 top spots you trying to go?
Bora Bora, Dubai, and Africa.
What part of Africa?
Nigeria.
Okay.
Visit family that I never met.
Okay.
Where I got this name from that I'm stuck with.
Not stuck with. Okay, Bora Bora, Nigeria, and you said Dubai. Okay.
I was going to go to Dubai like 2017. This was before my daughter was born, and they had something a Ramadan.
Ramadan. It's like in May, April, May. Yeah.
Yeah. So they was like, "Don't go right now."
Yeah, it's a terrible time.
And
to travel.
I was just like, "Damn."
It's terrible because they like just religiously. They kind of like locked in. They locked in from like sunrise, sunset. Yeah, like they not eating, partying, none of that. So terrible time to go. But outside of that, it's a nice place. Check the laws though before you go, because Dubai, interesting place.
You gonna tell me
I heard
about
that.
the law?
I heard that. I can do that.
Yeah, them laws crazy now.
Yeah, in Dubai.
They'll ban your ass quick.
Yeah.
They'll lock your ass up too.
If I ain't did shit,
No, they just real strict on a lot of stuff, like holding hands in public or like being too revealing
Don't
with
worry
your
about
clothing
that.
and stuff
We
like
gonna
that.
change,
Yeah.
dude. Let's just take Dubai off the list.
No, Dubai is a dope place though. Like I want to go to Dubai real bad.
Just certain shit you just can't do.
Yeah. And Dubai, one of the places that's like, so it's a lot of places, especially like European, Asian spots that are super, super expensive. Like the flights are super expensive, but when it comes to like hotels and actually doing stuff, it's super cheap. And I tell people that all the time, like you're going to spend, let's just say you go to LA in May. You're going to spend $300-$400 on a flight round trip. Cool. Then we talking hotel. Hotels are like what, $150-$200 a night. When you start adding all them prices up, it's like, come on, I really could have went to Dubai because you're gonna spend $1,300 on a flight to Dubai, but you only spending $300 for a week stay hotel. So it's like, why not tap into Dubai instead of going to LA?
You right.
I'm not. Hey,
You're right. I
shoot
know
the messenger.
my traveling going forward, I got to get out the country.
You got to get out the country.
I gotta get out the
Have you
country.
ever been out the country?
I've never left the country.
Ooh,
Never left the
you
country.
got to get out the country.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I've been nervous to leave, but like you just see so much on TV with like stuff going on in
You
these
see
other
so
places.
much in Dallas.
You do, but
You see
you're
so
right.
much in Chicago. You see like
we know. But I thought about that. I thought about the way you thinking about it because
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like Jackson, Memphis, all these places I done lived. The crime is horrible. You know, so I'm just
you
like,
can't live like that though. You can't live in fear. Like you
I'm
gotta
not in fear no more.
you gotta just be positive about like
And then really whatever happened with that.
yeah. If it's meant to be, it's gonna be.
Yeah, so
God got you.
I'm not in fear
Lock
no
in.
more. Yeah, and then I didn't want to get stuck somewhere.
Stuck is crazy.
Yeah,
You want to get stuck somewhere?
I
No,
don't
he
want
does not want to get stuck, but like
Yeah, I've had a situation where I had a partner that went out of town with his girl and ended up getting stuck in another country.
things happen. Stuck is like weather stuck or
No,
like you
on
was doing
some
something you
like
had no
legal
business
shit.
doing.
Yeah, on some
Oh
legal
well,
shit.
then
That's on you.
Yeah, but he didn't do nothing crazy. It was something that carried over, that he had. And long story short, he got stuck out there for a little second.
I would love to explore that.
Yeah, so I don't know, and it just kind of, I was just like, I don't know, but I've been all over the U.S.
So, question: favorite fruit? What's your favorite fruit? Don't think about it too hard. What's your favorite fruit?
Probably gonna be grapes.
Grapes. Cool. You've been eating grapes all your life, right?
Right.
You come across a bad bunch of grapes. You gonna stop eating grapes?
I did for a while. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna stop eating.
You not gonna stop eating grapes. You gonna okay?
Right.
This was bad. Cool. You had this one little bad situation. You gonna not travel because you.
Well,
heard
I'm
of
just saying
one
I
bad
had been
situation?
over there anyway, so it didn't.
I mean, yeah, but you heard about a little
I didn't.
hiccup.
I ain't hear.
Your homeboy.
Yeah, but I experienced that because this was somebody I talked to every day.
One little hiccup.
That really wasn't a little hick, but I get what you're saying.
Come on, G.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying if you went to Nebraska and you're supposed to be back on Tuesday and you get held there 2 weeks on some bullshit, that ain't no little hiccup.
Let me say this. You meet me. I ain't never got stuck nowhere.
I understand. I know a lot of people
Yeah,
traveling.
I ain't
But I'm
never
just telling you
stuck
that was my reservation before.
Okay.
That somebody that I knew that was able to travel international back and forth got stuck over there, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't know.
Okay.
I already kind of had my reservations.
Well, it's a lot to see.
It is a lot to see,
a lot to see.
and I'm at the point in my life now where I really want to see other countries and see what's out there.
Explore other cultures. Yeah.
So Away With Lanae gonna get me right.
So, question with the travel agency business, right? Because obviously you said some positive stuff, but what's also some negative stuff that you had to run into by dealing with this travel agency?
So I deal with a lot of people that are not familiar with traveling. And it is what it is, like whatever. So I have a lot of people that have never been out the country before. I have a lot of people who don't know how to apply for a passport. I know I have a lot of people who get to these places and they don't know like resort etiquette, like all-inclusive resort etiquette. Like I have a lot of people that just does not travel, and it's difficult for me, and I have to like kind of change my language and my verbiage and just my approach, because I have to realize that just because it's something that you know and comes easy to you, everybody don't know that. Yeah, it don't come easy to everybody. So I think that is a challenge for me, is to kind of shift, because some people just don't know. This is some people's first time getting on a plane. And yeah, so that's difficult. Social media is very difficult for me, being consistent. I struggle real bad. And that's how I get my money. Like that's how I get out there, is social media. So those two things are like two just areas of growth for me in my business. So
how long have you been in business?
Technically 3 years.
Okay.
Technically 3 years. For real, 2 years.
Okay.
So I say 3 years because that's technically when I like came up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like 2022. No. It's my 2022 when I really like locked in. I was like, okay, let me get serious about this. Obviously I had my business, and it was called Up and Away With Lanae. And I'm like, come on, that's too much.
You got rid of that up.
Yeah, it was just too much. It was too much. I'm like, okay, I gotta have it like simplify it. But in 2022, that's when I like got my website. That's when I got my official email, my number, and that's when I really locked in, because I realized that this is something I can actually do. It wasn't like it started off as another strand of income. So it started off as that, and then it turned into, okay, this is my primary income. This is what's paying my bills. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Get to do what you want to do.
It's a long time coming, but here I am.
So have you ever had a situation where you had to turn down a customer? They were just doing too much.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not at that point where I'm turning people down right now.
You taking it?
It's only one person, whose name shall not be disclosed, but it's only one person that I absolutely would not work with ever again. And that's only because she disputed a charge and I had to pay for her trip, like her entire trip. And it was $2,800. And she went on a trip, had a great time, and she disputed the charge. But at the time, in my mind, I'm thinking like, I'm not like really hip with the finance part of owning a business. So when I used to book people trips, I used to just go ahead. I send out a little payment link. You pay everything. I'm not taking down any credit card information, anything. Like I'm not accessing any of your money. So I was doing that. And this girl, she went on a trip, had a great time. It was a group trip. So it wasn't even like she wasn't the head. Mm-hmm. So she have a great time. A month later, her bank hit me up and was like, hey, she disputed a charge. She said she didn't go on this. So I'm like, I got pictures of this girl. Like, hold on, what you mean? Damn. So they like, okay, send us over everything. So I'm sending over emails, I'm sending over pictures, whatever. So they say, okay, send over a credit card authorization form. And I'm like, oh, what? What you mean? What is that? And I obviously knew what it was, but I wasn't implementing that in my system. So they like, well, that's the only way we could verify this. You could have made up those emails. You could have made up those pictures. Like, we need authorization. Like, she has a signature. She has her credit card information. She authorized you to run this payment. And I'm like, well, she's paying for it on this payment link. Like, I'm not paying for this. Like, I'm not using her credit card information. What do y'all mean? They say, well, you're responsible. This your travel agency. And I had to pay for her trip. And I was sick. So that's the only time I've ever experienced somebody like wronging me, and I would never work with her ever again.
You wrong.
You dead ass wrong.
You wrong, girl.
You dead ass wrong.
You wrong.
So question, do you think that was a big learning lesson for you?
Oh my God. Yeah. What? Yes. Now you cannot book with me. You cannot book with me unless I have your credit card information. And I know a lot of people are like weary of like giving out their credit card information, rightfully so. However, in order to book with me, that is a requirement. Like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I tell people all the time, like, I explain to everyone the process. And I totally respect if you're not with that, that's fine. But you cannot book with me under no circumstance. My mom cannot book with me without having a credit card authorization form. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Standing on business.
I have to stand on business.
All 2024.
Yeah. Forever.
I
ain't gonna lie to you. So yeah,
That shit crazy. I ain't even think about it like that.
and I wasn't thinking about it like that either. That's why I wasn't implementing it. But as soon as it happened, and I think it's important to have those bumps in the road, because if you don't have it, then you won't know. So it was a learning lesson, but I'll never do it again. Like ever. Like you cannot book with me unless you had it.
Nah, them be the best experiences though. You not lying, because I done had somebody run off on some money with me.
It hurt,
and
though.
it hurt, and I felt dumb as hell after I thought about it.
Yeah.
I made my process with my logos that I used to do. I used to, make people pay half up front. I design it, then the other half. Man, my prices was low then, so just a little deposit down. I made the logo, showed them, and then they took it and got somebody else to redo it, and they never gave me my money,
which is crazy.
and it just bothered me.
And I think that I come from such a an optimistic place. Like I just view people in such a high light. Like I don't think that people
motherfuckers be
gonna,
on that shiesty shit.
And I'm honestly speaking, like when it comes to a travel agency, I'm like, how could you finesse somebody? Everything could be finessed. Like everything could be finessed. So I'm like, okay. I mean, it's a learning lesson, but I never let nobody finesse me like that.
You wrong, girl.
You dead ass wrong.
Dead
Part
wrong.
2.
Man, that's dope though.
That's wild.
Nah, it is. It's dope that you got your systems in place now based off of that.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's definitely, growing pains.
Yeah.
Through the business.
It happens. But I mean, here I am. Still
so
thriving.
where do you see your business going in the future? Like, what do you have up next lined up, for us customers?
So one thing that I want to start implementing, and I said I was going to work on it last year and implement it this year. Things happen. It's cool. But I do plan on working on it this year and implementing it next year. So I want to get in the practice of, like, I want to curate a full experience for my clients. So right now you reach out to me, you say, hey, I want to go to Cabo. And you say, hey, these are my dates, whatever. This is kind of what I have in mind. I'm going for my honeymoon. Cool. And so I do my research or whatever. I put you a package together and then boom, no more. Like, that's it. What I want to do is I want to curate an experience where, as though all you coming to me and doing is giving me your money. I want to
everything is together.
I want everything to be together. I want to have
expeditions, excursions.
Yeah, I want to have your hotel. I want to have your flight. I want to have your transportation. I want to have every single meal you eating. I want to have all your activities. When your rest time gonna be, I want to have all that laid out, and all you have to do is pay the money.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, I want to do that, but in that,
convenient as hell too.
It is very convenient, but like in that, like I want to be able, so I want it to be in a specific place, and then ultimately, branching off into different destinations.
So that wouldn't be like an every city thing. Like you probably pick a couple hub cities. And
so I really want to, I want to start off with Colombia, just because I went to Colombia recently and I had such a great time, and I made some connections that I feel comfortable with, like, exploring. Like, I feel like I could go and I want it to be somewhere where, though, I can I trust the people that are that have these events. Like, if it's an event, or if it's a restaurant, or if it's an excursion, I want to be able to stand 10 toes down behind whatever it is, because my name is going behind it. So I want to make sure, like, you gonna really provide this experience for my clients. And because I had such a great time in Colombia and I made those connections, I feel like I could really, like, lock in with Colombia.
Me too.
And create that experience. Yeah. So I think that's like my first destination.
Oh man. So for those that are, let's just say, interested in trying to do travel agency, right? Can you kind of break down like a day in the life of, so like, for example, like, do you even go into an office? Do you work from home? Like the perks of
everybody remote today.
Hell no, nigga, we ain't remote.
You ain't remote.
You ain't remote.
I'm hybrid.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Well, I am 100% remote.
Okay.
So I have 2 jobs actually. I have my travel agency and I'm also a flight attendant. So my days look a little different. But I wake up and I check my emails. Cool. And then I typically have inquiries to do. So people just simply reaching out to me saying, hey, I want to go, blah, blah, blah. Paid though. Like, they paid me for that. I want to throw that out there. So they reach out and say, hey, I want to do this. And typically people say, like, yeah, I want to go to Jamaica, or I want to go to Thailand, or I want to go to Japan, wherever. It's very rare that people be like, hey, these are my dates and this is my money, but I don't know where I want to go. It happens, but it ain't often. But they say that I do my little research. I, shoot them over the email, whatever. I try to get back to people within like 3 to 5 business days, but life happens. But yeah, so I do that. I answer a lot of emails every day. I've gotten to the point where as though people are emailing me like, hey, I know Jessica and she told me your information.
That referral's a motherfucker, ain't it? That referral is a motherfucker. You gonna write back?
Absolutely. If you contact me on my business page, I absolutely will. So don't ever, and I mean, my
you didn't get back with
everywhere.
Me in 3 to 5
That's
days.
Because you contacted me.
We was trying to get you on that podcast.
You didn't contact me on Away With Lanae. That's the thing.
I used what I had with what I was given.
That's fine, but you gotta utilize all your resources.
Right.
So the thing is, how you played yourself. Let me tell you how you played yourself. Hold on, because you have reached out though. But in my bio, in my personal page's bio, is my business page. You should have clicked on that business page and you should have locked in. And
also, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. You're absolutely right. Because I'm the same way when motherfuckers reach out on my page. So you're right.
We talking business person. And any of my friends and family know, like, don't ever contact me. And this
I
ain't
just thought because you had your people call my people, which is the same person.
What my assistant be doing is something totally different. Now, I don't know what she be doing, but she be on something different. But no, I tell my people this all the time, like my family, my friends, like, you want to contact me about business, contact me on my business page. My mom, like I said, and I always use like my mom, my dad, my grandma, like all these people as an example. That's how serious it is. Yeah, like I don't want y'all to think that like, oh, my family.
Don't matter who it is. If my mama gotta hit me on it, you gotta hit me.
Absolutely.
I got you. Respect.
But no,
but you gonna write back though.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I'm gonna get back to you.
I'm gonna let y'all know now. 3 to 5 days, he said.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to you. Oh God, yeah. I got you.
So how supportive would you say your family has been with you starting the whole travel agency in the process? No, I'm just saying like sometimes
I love
people
my family down. Like I love my family down, but they have been the least supportive out of any. Like I have strangers present day that go harder for me than my family goes for me.
That's crazy.
And I think because it's such a non-traditional, it's reality. I think because I have such a non-traditional career and a non-traditional business that they don't take it as serious. So it'd be kind of hard for them to like grasp like, oh, this is actually making her money. And so for a very long time, I wasn't even working like a full-time, like 9 to 5 job. I was in school, and I had my travel business. So like, it was literally school travel business and my family like, is you stripping? Like, you selling ass? Like, what are you doing?
Selling
like,
ass is crazy.
Like, what are you doing? Like, how are you paying?
They didn't even go to selling dope. They just straight said, you selling ass?
Like, what are you doing? And it's because I'm living luxury apartment, it's 27th floor downtown Chicago. Like, I'm living nice. And I have these nice things and I'm doing so well for myself. I'm still traveling. I'm still kicking it. And they like, you don't have a job. What are you doing? Like, what's going on? I'm trying to get them to understand that my travel agency is my job.
See, that's the thing, man. I think in today's time, a lot of people don't really look at it's whatever you're doing to get income is your job.
That's my job.
You know
whatever you are doing, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that looks like for you. So yeah, my family, they were not supportive at all. And not to say they weren't supportive. They just weren't. They didn't really believe what I was doing. They didn't. And I think it is simply because being a travel agent just has not worked for everyone and it does not work for everyone. Like, it's just not like, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, I'm like a social worker even makes more sense than me saying I'm a travel agent, but I'm making 2 times as much as I would make as a social worker. Like, what are y'all saying? So, yeah, like it took a long time for my family to kind of come around. I think what it took was like, other family members, like extended family members, like booking trips with me and stuff and like, oh, I book with Cherelle.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. Or for them to like see my page, like a lot of people would send my mom my page and be like, oh, you know her? And people do that all the time. They'd be sending my best friends my page like, oh, do you know her in real life? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, this is not Cherelle contacting me and letting me know that like, oh, she's doing well in her business. This is a complete stranger. Or one of my coworkers saying like, oh yeah, you know who Away With Lanae is? And it's like, oh, that's my daughter. And it's like, come on, when I said it, it was a problem, but now somebody else said
Now
it's
you
like,
really
now you
tapped in
believe
for
me.
it,
Right.
yeah.
So I'm like, come on now. So it took them
wild.
a long time for them to like, for it to register in their brain that like I'm a travel agent, like this is how I make my money. This is my primary source of income. But I mean, they here now. Now they like, all right, can you book this trip to? I sure can for $50. I absolutely can. Like absolutely.
Nah, that's dope. So let me ask you. So I know just for our viewers out there. So let's just say somebody wants to take a honeymoon trip. You know, something that's going to be real expensive, and they want to go through your payment service. You offer like different payment services through like a firm and stuff like that, or you have like your internal.
Ooh, so I don't offer a payment option through a firm, but it is another payment option. The exact name of it,
Was it like Afterpay or some shit?
it's Uplift. However, Uplift, they run your credit. So I never recommend clients to use that. And it's essentially like, you know, a firm Afterpay, stuff like that. Like they pay it off and then you just pay them.
Back, yeah.
But I'm really big on credit and I never suggest that to people because I know they run your credit. And whether it's hard or soft, like I don't want nobody touching my credit. So it's like, I don't promote it. But if someone asks about it, then I'll say, yeah, you can do that as an option.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I feel like even like my payment plan, like my payment options is like you put down a couple $100, and if your trip $5,000, you just put down your deposit, you lock in that price, and you have however long until your trip to actually pay it off. So yeah, it's an option.
No, it's dope, man. I just think a lot of times for people with trips, you know, they be wanting to do all this fabulous thing till that money get involved.
Yeah.
You know
for sure. And that's, you know, when I started off, like I didn't have a large clients. I didn't have a clientele at all. So I was like a people pleaser in a sense. Like I was like, you know, I'm like, okay, let me do this, do that so I can get, you know, clients. And I realized when people don't have money behind things, they play in your face. But when you start actually charging people for stuff, you charge people for your time, it's like, okay, well, let me be a little more serious. And so at first I was like charging like my increase to like do research. It was like $10. Now I'm charging $50. So like
does that $50 go towards your trip, or that's just its own?
No, that's just for me to do research.
Gotcha.
So that's just for me to do research. But when I started off, it was like, you know, I'm charging people whatever, and everybody like, oh, I want to go here, I want to go there, blah, blah, blah. And I was getting a lot of people saying they wanted to travel, but are you actually following through in traveling? No. And so when I started increasing my prices, then it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to pay $50 for you to do some research for me and me not follow through. And then it started getting to the point where people were paying $50 and still not following through. So I'm like, damn, like, how can I like pivot? So then I started saying like, okay, you have to book within 30 days or everything is going, you're going to have to pay me again to do research for you. So then more people are more inclined to.
Yeah, but that's real.
Yeah, that's real. Because like, don't come to me
mad.
playing games like that.
That's real. They respect
But
the time.
also I let people know this in advance before you even pay your money. Like, you know, this is what the process looks like. So I don't want it to be like, oh, you pay your money and like, oh, I'm really not ready to put down a deposit. And then like, you just sitting here willy nilly and then 30 days later, and people try it all the time. Like the 31st day, somebody will reach out like, hey, I understand that. Here goes the form to fill out again. Like, no, we're not doing that.
It's nothing personal.
So
but
it's
you knew
nothing
that
personal.
already,
You
though.
knew that, yeah. So when money is behind it, people take things more serious.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Standing on business.
Forever. So yeah.
Nah, that's dope. So I know you talked about like how you got into the travel industry. Where are some of the places that you sent people? Like, what's the most lavish, like the lavish trip that you didn't put somebody on?
I've sent people all over. So I've sent people to Bali. I've sent people to the Maldives. I've sent people to Dubai, Curacao.
I don't even know where that's at.
Curacao is dope.
Yeah, it's in the Caribbean. I've sent people to Tokyo. I've sent
That would
people
be
to
dope to go to
Amsterdam.
Tokyo.
I've sent people to Paris and London. The one continent I haven't sent people to is Africa. So I want to branch into Africa, but I don't have many like connections with my vendors. I don't have many connections with Africa, so it's kind of hard for me to go like to send people there. Cape Town is one of those places that I could send people to, but ain't nobody really locked in. But yeah, a lot of the Caribbean, like a lot of Caribbean, that's really, really popular. A lot of Mexico and a lot of Europe. And then people be traveling domestically too. Like a lot of people love New York. Not surprisingly, but people love New York. People love Houston. People love Vegas. Miami, I don't get too much of. Honestly, I don't get too much Miami.
You done ran them all. You told them.
I did.
You told them girls.
I did.
Stop being basic.
I did.
They said we want to be in the Fontaine Blue,
and I be trying. Right.
and we gotta have this sweet, and we better have it.
That's a nice hotel. But even when I be posting like domestic trips, I be trying to post like Seattle's and Phoenix and
it broaden people horizons.
Yeah,
shit
because
that
it's not
motherfuckers
just
ain't
about
on.
like turn up every time. Like go to Denver for a ski trip or something. Like relax, calm down. Go to Nashville, get a little barbecue in your system or something. Like calm down. But yeah, I mean, I be trying to get people everywhere. But I could say I have a lot of clients, just kind of exploring, and it'd be like clients from all of the United States. Like I actually have more clients elsewhere than I have in actual Chicago. Like my clients, I mean, some would be in Chicago, but like my clients be Detroit. Before I moved to Dallas, some Charlottes, some Nashville, some Memphis, some DC. So yeah, they versatile.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Nah, that's dope, man. Africa, bro. You gotta get somebody else.
I know.
That should have been your first place.
I know. But also, like, I'm just not well versed.
No, I feel you.
I'm not well versed.
And you want to do Africa right.
Yeah, like I don't want to play you like that. Like I don't want to play you.
You gotta put your best foot forward.
Yeah, you gotta put your forward. Yeah, and until I know, like, until I'm confident in those type of trips, then I'm not gonna even promote nothing like that.
So I heard you say vendors. So what's the advantages for booking with you? Do you like do comparisons with like Expedia and other companies? Mm-mm. Are you in your own lane with like private travel?
I'm gonna just be honest with you. The only reason why two reasons why I think people utilize travel agents: one, for convenience, and two, for payment plans. Besides that, and I tell people that all the time. I be telling them like, look, if you can find this exact trip somewhere else cheaper, do it. If you have the money to pay for it,
correct.
Go do it. Like, I'm never going to send nobody off. For the sake of money, no. And I think that's what has gotten me so far, because people were like, damn, she a real ass bitch. Because why would you tell me not to,
But you keeping it 100.
Patronize, right, your company and go shop with somebody else? Because for me, I'm all about things making sense financially. Like, that's what I'm all about. And if I could get something cheaper somewhere else, why would I not do that? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you can get it cheaper somewhere else, but if you go on Expedia, if you go on TripAdvisor, you have to pay for it right then and there. Southwest Vacations, cheap, right then and there. Like, you have to have all $1,300 of them dollars right there. But with me, it's like, okay, pay your little $300 deposit, and then you have 6 more months to pay your balance off. So I think that's the two things. So convenience, and then your payment plan that I can offer you that those other places can't offer you, unless you do like a Klarna or a Firm or something like that. But for a $2,000 trip, you ain't even got that much spending power on Klarna.
No, that's true.
Quit playing.
So I was going to say, like, for you personally, do you think you get compensated better doing international versus domestic? Or does it kind of matter?
For sure.
You definitely got to put a nigga out the country.
Yeah, I got to.
You got to.
And so I will say that I don't get money off flights. Like flights, I just don't get money off flights. My money comes from the hotel or the resort. So that's where like all my money coming from. But yeah, international, them packages, they take me elsewhere. Domestic be cool, but it'd be like $100 for domestic. But I can get $400 if somebody go to Colombia or something,
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. But that commission get a little nasty.
Nah,
I can feel the commission.
I know you had said something off camera before. You was mentioning about like possibly doing like mentorships or like setting up some type of ebook. Is that something that you think you may want to do?
I do. So I want to set up a webinar for people that are interested in being a travel agent. Yeah. Because again, like I said, when I first started, it was never meant to be my primary source of income. That was never meant to be the case. It was just like additional a lot. Yeah. Like just supplement my income. But I do want to create a webinar for people, something you can and that's passive income for me. So you really just like, okay, I come across this girl, she teaching me how to be a travel agent and you making more money, but all you doing is going to this webinar, something I've pre-recorded. I've laid out the foundation, whatever, and I just put it online and you learn how to be a travel agent. So you're making money. And I'm making money too, because obviously you locked in with me. But yeah, I want to get into that. I just have to thoroughly do my research and make sure I'm presenting all the information that I could be giving you, and make sure you're getting as much bang for your buck. Because again, I'm not here to play nobody when it comes to money. So I want to make sure you're getting everything that you can get. You really learning how to be a travel agent from a marketing perspective, from a financial perspective, from learning how to build these trips and whatever. So I just want to make sure I have all the information. So yeah, when I get that together, we gonna really lock in.
Nah, that's dope.
That's hard.
And I'd be interested in going because I always wonder, like, how the fuck these folks be moving around like this?
It's not hard though. It's really not hard. It's not hard and it's not expensive. You just gotta wanna.
You gotta wanna do it.
You gotta wanna do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I know a few people that do the travel agent thing, and they be traveling their ass off.
Yeah.
I think if I traveled more, it probably boost my.
Yeah. And I think honestly, I feel like if I was a little more consistent, I could take my travel agency and become a travel influencer. So like people that because there's people out here getting paid to like go to hotels and go to resorts and go to these different destinations and just review it and stuff like that. So like I feel like if I took my business more seriously, and not even more seriously, if I was more consistent, I probably could put myself in those type of spaces. But I mean, I just struggle with consistency. So like, here I am, Yeah, but people get paid to do that all the time. And it's nice because
I gotta get out the South, man. I gotta get out the South.
You do.
I'm like Gucci, man. I'm in love with the South, man.
Oh my God.
I'm in
you gotta
love.
get out the country. And
I know. I'm gonna do it. 2023 or 2024. I'm leaving this bitch.
You can get out of here in 2023.
Yeah, I'm still, a part of me still stuck in last year, but I'm coming.
Oh, I'm dead wrong. I'm like, 2023 is 2024. I forgot it was a new year. That's crazy.
What's wrong with both of y'all?
And I was dead serious. I'm like, you can get out here in 2023. Oh, I'm dead wrong.
Nah, that's funny.
I'm drinking some
water. Miss Cherelle, this has definitely been a pleasure to have you on here to learn about your business and stuff. I'm excited. I gotta get me a trip somewhere. You gonna go somewhere?
Oh yeah, my trip already booked. Bye.
He ain't going nowhere.
He's not going anywhere.
Damn. I'm just.
Where are you going?
I'm going somewhere. We'll talk.
Okay.
We'll talk.
He gonna call your people.
Hey.
They gonna call our people.
Okay.
Which is the same person.
I'm gonna call that assistant you got.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay. I'm gonna call her when we find her.
Lock in.
So for those out there, so they can get to know you a little bit more and check out your information, can you shout out your social media handle?
Absolutely. So on every platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that, it's Away With Lanae. AWAYWITHLANAE. All platforms. And then my website is also www.awaywithlanae.com. And my email is info@awaywithlanae.com. So yeah, it's just same across the board.
Now, real quick, before we part
ways.
Yeah, before we part ways, if you could give one single advice to anybody who's wanting to start but have doubts, what would you say?
I gotta say the cliche stuff. I gotta say it because it's real. Two things: be consistent and be authentic. I think I've gotten so far with how real I am, like how personable I am, I don't sugarcoat anything for the sake of money. And I've been myself through and through. How I was
Great
day
integrity.
one to how I am right now. It's just been consistent. So definitely being authentic and doing things for the love of it. Like, don't do it because of money. Like, don't let yourself lead with money. Like, lead with love. And then being consistent. And again, I keep telling y'all that's area growth for real, because that's what really is area growth. But being consistent and being authentic. So yeah. And you're going to be fine, because starting off your travel business, it's all about your consistency. Like, really promoting yourself to get your name out there, and then continuing what you've been doing. So yeah, just be consistent and authentic. That's all.
Be consistent and authentic.
Oh, my mama.
And do it with love.
Lead with love. That's in life, though. Lead with love, y'all. For real, for real.
I'm going to call that acronym CAL. Consistent, authentic, lead with love.
It sounds like call.
But it was like, but I wanted to do it with one L.
No.
But it's two L's, lead with love.
But C, okay.
Oh yeah. All right. So Cherelle Lanae, it's always a privilege to have you in our grace. So, thank you for joining us.
Thank y'all for
And we
having
definitely
me.
got to probably have you for a part 2.
Yeah.
And check on your business, see how the growth has been going.
Please lock in.
And I
Y'all
can tell them
contact
folks
Do we
me.
got to book
where
for an
we done
inquiry
been.
to book you, or do we just need to?
No, I'm writing everything on that damn page, because
The business page, though.
I'm writing it on
I'ma
both.
lock in.
I'm writing it on every page I can find.
Yeah.
I'm getting on
business
all
page.
platforms.
Ain't
And
hard to
with
find.
Lanae.
Ain't hard to find. So wherever you find me,
Wherever we find
but
you at.
know that the real deal answer, the prompt answer, gonna come from the business page.
I understand. The
If you
official
hit me
answer.
on the personal,
I ain't gonna hit you on the phone. I'm gonna hit you. I'm weighing with Lanae on all social media
Up and away.
platforms.
With
Yep.
Let me stop.
Away
I'm
with
just
Lanae.
playing.
Please.
That one out of service now. You probably
Right.
gonna go
I
on
don't know
no
what it
trip.
is. Right.
Stop.
Who is this man?
Well, all right, everybody. That concludes this episode. Again, Cherelle Lanae, we appreciate you for coming out, and we love to have you back. Everybody, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure if you can't watch the show, you can tune in on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Man, you know what it is. It's the Chop It Up Podcast.
And we
We
out.
out.